Alright everybody, how we all doing? Today we are going to talk about a movie that I watched yesterday. It is called Haunted Mansion. Now I have a couple of things that I liked and disliked about the movie, but I also have some things that I loved because I believe they were a reference to one of my favorite movies of all time. And I think we can start with that. So in one of the scenes, Ben, the main character, is walking up to the professor. And the professor is trying to climb up to the attic, and there is a door hinge which he opened, and the ladder drops down from the attic. And so Ben is like, yo, let me go up top. And so he starts going up top, and then once he gets to the top, he peeks his head into the attic and looks around. And so he looks around and he goes in and he goes in and then he explores. He gets jump scared a couple times, and everything gets dark, and he lights up a lighter. And now, if you don't know what movie I'm talking about, I believe, in my opinion, that this is a reference to The Exorcist. So that was one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. Another one of my favorite scenes of the movie is when the main character, once again Ben, has his monologue. And he is explaining his grief, which is a big part of the movie, because the main antagonist of the movie wants to collect souls, and he has to collect 1,000 souls for him to get out into the real world or something like that. And he has 999, which if you turn it around, it's 666, which is the devil. But he needs one last soul, but he collects souls which are grieving, I guess you could say. And he has this really strong feeling of missing his wife, because he explains in his monologue that she was everything to him, because she was kind, she was considerate, she was empathetic, she liked tater tots, and she was a type of person that made sure everybody was, I guess, alright. And so I really like that scene, because even though it's a Disney movie, they step over their boundaries and give a little bit more of a backstory to an important character in the movie. Another thing I should mention is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite, of the whole movie, which is the character of the professor. He's played by Danny DeVito. I liked him because in the movie he's super funny, and he is that comedy relief of the movie. For example, when Ben is done talking about his wife and, you know, how she liked tater tots, how she ate this, how she ate that, Danny breaks the tension and he says, oh my god, the cholesterol in this woman, right? And so that's a really funny part. I remember watching it in the theater and I cried because it was really, really funny. Something else I really liked was the scenery, or I guess you could say the sets of where certain scenes were shot. Disney did a really nice job of capturing that supernatural, mansion-y, I guess, kind of look and feel. And also with the music they added, you know, all that supernatural music, the... Also, I think the way they did the ghosts of like having an actual person but giving them like a greenish, bluish glow, I personally really like that. I know as a kid, you don't really know what a ghost is, like in terms of like demonic ghosts. And so I think these ghosts work really well with kids, and the movie is directed towards kids, so I think that's a really nice touch, not to go, you know, above and beyond and make them scary. The dialogue was very strong in some parts, like I said, with the monologues and certain characters having a little bit more to say, but in some other parts it really lacked. I can name one example when the dialogue and the wording kind of lacked, and it was in the very, very first few scenes. I think it was the first scene where the mother and her kid go into their new house, and they're looking around. You know, they walk in, and the kid is like, "Mom, this house is haunted," and she's like, "It's gonna take some time to get used to," or something like that. That was really weak. And then when she sees that the armored guy is moving, she's like, "We're out. Give me a little bit more. Give me some more. Who are you? We're out." Just kind of screams, I'm not really here for... I didn't feel her being scared. I didn't feel, you know, any sort of sense of urgency in her voice to get out. That was a really weak part. I wish they could have changed the wording a little bit just to give her some, like, just to give her a stronger character. I mean, at the end of the day, she is a mother, who is raising her kid alone, and we're out is kind of, I think they could have used something better for that part. I did find myself to be really entertained during certain parts of the movie. For example, the chase of Owen Wilson. He plays a fake father in the movie, and that chase was really fun. At the end of the movie, when they go back to the house and all the ghosts are like dancing because now they're free from Alistair. That was another really fun part of the movie. In some other parts, I found myself kind of almost sleeping, I guess, because they were really boring. I think when they are in the table trying to call the spirits, I was just expecting just a little bit, maybe shorter scenes, maybe more straight to the point. They were just a little bit boring, and I found myself almost sleeping through some parts of the movie. And I could tell that my attention span was really like very low at that point because there was nothing happening, and the dialogue that was going on, it was really not. If you're thinking about watching this movie, just know that this movie is made specifically for kids. Some of the dialogue that's in there is a little bit corny. This is definitely one of those movies you watch when you're a kid, and then you watch it again next Halloween, and then next Halloween comes around and you're like, I want to get into the spirit, and then you watch it again. So if you're an adult, I would suggest that you take at least, I don't know, like a younger person, because they're gonna really have fun. If I'm forgetting anything good or bad about the movie and you would like to leave it down in the comment section below, please feel free to start any discussions. I'm always interested in different opinions towards different types of movies from different types of people. And so if you have anything that you wanted to mention, please leave it down in the comment section below. And yeah, I will see you guys with the next movie maybe tomorrow, because I am watching Talk to Me today, actually in 1 hour, and this movie was directed by some YouTubers. So be ready for that. I'll see y'all.